Good evening and welcome to the Bmtv main news, coming to you live at 18 hours. We're broadcasting on Topstar channel 114, streaming on YouTube as Bmtv Zambia, and also available online at www.bmtvzambia.com. As we reach the middle of the week, we bring you the latest developments shaping Zambia and the world. Clear, credible and comprehensive news that you can rely on. Stay with us as we unpack today's top stories. Chirundu aspiring MP petitions High Court over nomination disruption. ECZ launches early warning system and accreditation portal. Government dismisses forced statement on funeral of the late Mpezeni. While in international news, Zimbabwe's parliament debates draft bill to extend presidential term. While in sports, Zambian fans criticize FIFA's ban on vuvuzelas ahead of the 2026 World Cup. To present the news in detail, my name is Tamwani Nkata. An aspiring independent parliamentary candidate for Chirundu constituency, Wilfred Mwene, has petitioned the High Court, alleging that his constitutional rights were violated when security officers allegedly prevented him from completing his nomination process on August 13, 2026 general elections. According to the petition found at the principal registry of the High Court in Lusaka, Mr. Mwene claims that on May 20th, 2026, he attended the Chirundu Town Council Civic Center to file his nomination papers as an independent candidate for the Member of Parliament. Mr. Mwene states that he was accompanied by 15 registered voters supporting his nomination and that 12 of the supporters had already been processed by the Electoral Commission of Zambia officials before the process was interrupted. He alleges that armed paramilitary and police officers were at the nomination center and ordered that the proceedings be stopped so that he could be taken to Zambia Police Headquarters in Lusaka. The petitioner contends that despite objections from himself and his representatives, the officers forcibly removed him from the nomination center before nomination process could be completed. He argues that only 3 supporters remain to process for him to successfully file his nomination. Mr. Mwene has cited the Attorney General and the Electoral Commission of Zambia as respondents in the matter and is seeking to readdress from the High Court under provisions relating to the protection of fundamental rights and freedoms guaranteed by the Constitution. The matter is yet to be determined by court. More details from this clip.
Assault. When did this assault take place? Is it at the time when they were coming to remove me from a nomination center, or it is an assault which happened some time back? It is not being indicated. It is just a charge which they have put to run away from why they came to remove me from the nomination center, which is very unlawful.
The Electoral Commission of Zambia has officially launched the Early Warning System and Accreditation Portal, a move aimed at strengthening the integrity, transparency and efficiency of Zambia's electoral process. Speaking during the launch, Mangala Zalumis said the new platform represents an important milestone in the Commission's efforts to modernize election management and enhance stakeholder participation. She explained that the early warning system will help identify and address portal electoral challenges in a timely manner, while the accreditation portal will streamline the accreditation process for election observers, media personnel, and other stakeholders through a digital platform. Mrs. Zalumis has noted that the introduction of these systems demonstrates ECZ's commitment to conducting credible, transparent, and peaceful elections while improving efficiency in the administration of electoral processes. The Commission has since encouraged stakeholders to familiarize themselves with the new platforms as the preparations for future.
Of course, if they are criminal in nature, they go to the police. If they are not criminal, the civil matters, they go to courts. The parties will go to courts on that. But the conflict management committees are always involved. Historically, these committees have been largely reactive, operating on a can begin. There's a tendency we've noticed among its stakeholders that when the fight begins or dispute begins, they seem to think that the commission should automatically know about it, must first be formally lodged before resolution can begin.
Government has dismissed the statement circulating on social media regarding the observance of mourning and funeral protocols of the late Paramount Chief Mpezeni IV. Deputy Secretary to the Cabinet for Administration, Oliver Kalabo, has clarified that government has not issued any circular or official statement concerning the death of the revered Ngoni traditional leader. Dr. Kalabo said in a statement circulating on social media dated 1st June 2026 and allegedly attributed to the Secretary of the Cabinet, Patrick Kangwa, that it is false and should be disregarded by the public. He emphasized that the government communication on matters of national importance is issued.
Time, my son, he knows what to do. So whoever was involved, how the whole thing was used, I took it as all things. I have many hard feelings. And somebody was telling me that, Mr. President, when you become president, deal with the ECZ chairperson. I said, no, not for CC. I have refused politics of vengeance. Some of you may, you have never seen me in any meeting of any alliance. Not one day. I've never been a member of any alliance. And some people were asking that, Mr. Chanda, why do you work alone? I said, I don't work alone. It's like you're asking a single lady.
Announced its support for President Hakainde Hichilema, citing the head of state's efforts towards.
Remember, CBU was not there. That was ZIT, Zambia. So you can see that we are still lagging behind. So those who find themselves in private institutions, they feel that we have neglected them as their parents need to borrow money. And I'm going to link up the two, Mr. President. Most of the students in private institutions to send their children to those universities, and this is why our civil servants.
And in other news, independent aspiring member of parliament for Chongwe West, Princess Cholu Nkomesha, has declared her intention to transform the constituency through improved road infrastructure. Nkomesha says her decision to contest as an independent candidate was driven by her commitment to integrity and transparency after raising concerns over alleged irregularities during the candidate adoption process within the United Party for National Development. According to Nkomesha, the adoption of two candidates in the same constituency raised serious questions about fairness and accountability, prompting her to take a stand against what she describes as corruption and injustice in political process. She maintains that leadership should be founded on honesty, transparency, and service to the people rather than personal interests. The aspiring lawmaker has outlined an ambitious developmental agenda for Chongwe West with a particular focus on improving the road network to facilitate and essential services. More details in the following report. We'll take our first commercial break, and when we return, international news.
Tonight on Bmtv, on 114 Top Star, Simply Frank at 21 hours features Dr. Given Katuta Mwelwa, who is a good governance activist and a proponent of gender equality. She is running as an independent in the forthcoming elections. Don't miss Simply Frank. I'm Frank.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. And now, international news. Zimbabwe's parliament is considering a controversial constitutional amendment bill that would extend President Emmerson Mnangagwa's term by 2 years to 2030. It would also do away with general presidential elections, giving parliament the power to appoint the head of state. In addition, the proposed change introduced by Justice Minister ZAMBIA to lower the House of Parliament on Tuesday would see lawmakers' terms extended from 5 to 7 years. He said a 90-day public consultation process was successful and was widely supported. Opponents, however, say they were marred by intimidation and violence, with an anti-amendment activist assaulted by suspected state agents or arrested. We monitored Africa News for more details.
Zimbabwe's parliament is considering a controversial constitutional amendment bill that would extend President Emmerson Mnangagwa's term by 2 years to 2030. It would also do away with general presidential elections, giving parliament the power to appoint the head of state. In addition, the proposed change introduced by the Justice Minister to the lower house of parliament on Tuesday would see lawmakers' terms extended from 5 to 7 years. ZAMBIA says a 90-day public consultation process was successful and was widely supported. Opponents, however, say they were marred by intimidation and violence, with anti-amendment activists assaulted by suspected state agents or arrested. Several legal challenges seeking to stop or invalidate the amendment process are currently before Zimbabwe's courts. Political analysts say they expect the bill to sail through the lower house of parliament, where Mnangagwa's ZANU-PF party has a 2/3 majority.
In more news, xenophobic tensions are rising in South Africa as anti-migrant groups pressure the government to expel undocumented foreigners, issuing a deadline of 30th June for those without valid visas to leave. Hundreds of Ghanaian nationals have already departed voluntarily amid safety fears, with nearly 300 leaving last month alone. Critics warn that recurring waves of xenophobic violence are being inflamed ahead of the local government elections due in November and are calling for Jazeera's Haru Mutasa reports from Johannesburg.
Another protest in South Africa, they happen often. This one is about service delivery. People in this community want things like houses and jobs. It's your typical scene. You have the police on one side, and some of the protesters are on the road, blocking the road with things like rocks, bricks, anything they can find. Some South Africans blame corruption, crime and unemployment on undocumented foreigners. This is the second group of Ghanaian nationals returning home because of safety concerns. Protest leaders have issued a deadline for all migrants without valid visas to leave the country by June the 30th.
One guy came to me around 6 in the evening that, hey, my brother, you are my man. You need to be very careful because on 30th is going to be tough. So I said, okay, no problem. We are here. We are all Africans. We are here. We need to work. So I did not take it serious. So unfortunately, another one came the next day in the evening, the same time, and then he spoke to me. I said, no, then let me see what I will do.
Last month, nearly 300 Ghanaians.
The government need to take serious action about this thing because it's spoiling the name of South Africa.
Anti-migrant groups want the government to tighten border security.
Why they here? They don't have papers, the proper papers to be in this country. That's why they are doing all these things. They're making our streets so dirty.
South Africa experiences recurring waves of xenophobic violence, sometimes just before electoral cycles.
Who is funding the vigilante groups in South Africa? Where is people like Action SA and the Patriotic Alliance? Where are they getting their money? Will they be prepared to disclose who their funders are and for what interest in sowing the kind of racial, nationalistic divisions that they are promoting in their quest for votes?
Local government elections are due to take place in November. Harumutasa, Al Jazeera.
Well, we'll break off for our second and last commercial break. Do stay with us as we do have sports news coming up next.
Lovers, this Thursday at 21 hours, we're going to have a live interaction between you, our viewers, and us here at BMTV with Mama Chikamoneka, of course, bringing in the fire, the vibes, and all the juicy stories that you want to hear. Keep it locked to BMTV channel 114 on Topstar and also BMTV Zambia channel 114 on Facebook. Remember, it's going to be a live interaction. We can't wait to hear from you, and we will definitely see you on Thursday. Bye.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. And now sports news. Some football fans in Zambia have voiced concern over FIFA's decision to prohibit vuvuzelas, air horns and whistles at all venues hosting the 2026 FIFA World Cup in the United States, Canada and Mexico. The fans say the move will reduce the vibrant atmosphere that has become synonymous with African football support. They argue that instruments such as vuvuzelas have for years played a key role in expressing passion and unity among supporters during major football matches. Several supporters have described the ban as a setback for football culture, noting that the famous vuvuzela gained worldwide recognition during the 2010 FIFA World Cup in South Africa and has since remained a symbol of African fan participation. They have also called on FIFA to reconsider the restrictions or explore alternatives that would allow supporters to celebrate responsibly while preserving the unique traditions that make football enjoyable. Meanwhile, FIFA maintains that the ban is intended to enhance safety, improve communication within these stadiums, and ensure a comfortable match day experience for players, officials, as well as spectators. More details from the following report.
Tamba bola kai. Bola funga vuvuzela shilila. Funga shima vuvuzela alida. Kushilata. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sana hapa. Onekani mwambwe ba ngitala che murungu chapa. Kaili hapa oneka nyoka bakaba. Singangale munje. Funga che vuvuzela ili. No moche wakama. No tutamba bola kuti vuvuzela shinze.
In more football news, the Kenyan women national team, popularly known as the Marambi Starlets, has arrived in Zambia ahead of the Four Nations tournament in Ndola. The team landed at Kenneth Kaunda International Airport at 14 hours aboard Kenya Airways and was welcomed by FAR's Deputy General Secretary, Eva Lengwe, and FAR's Head of Communications and Media, Nkweto Tembwe. Kenya will face host Zambia on Saturday, June 6th at Levi Mwanawasa Stadium in one of the tournament's headline fixtures. Both teams are using the Four Nations tournament as part of their preparations for the fourth upcoming Women's Africa Cup of Nations, which gets underway next month. We take a recap on the headlines as we wrap up. ECZ launches early warning system and accreditation portal Government dismisses forced statement on funeral of the late Mpezeni. While in international news, Zimbabwe's parliament debates draft bill to extend presidential term. And wrapping up with sports, Zambia fans criticize FIFA's ban on vuvuzelas. We thank you for staying with us and making BMTV your trusted source of news. A special appreciation goes to our production team, Jackson Timbo on transmission and Aldridge Kampamba on camera 1. Of course, Douglas Banda on camera 3, our reporters, Sontua Morris Sinkala and Ruth Msakabantu, and the entire BMTV management for making this broadcast possible. From all of us here, thank you for watching. Do join us again for the next bulletin. Good evening.
Pertinent show as we head towards the 13th of August for the general elections as the Republic of Zambia. This evening, we ask another pertinent question. Why is it that eligible voters do not go out to cast their vote? We took to the streets of Lusaka to find out the reason behind this, because you do find citizens that actually register to vote, but come election day, they do not cast their ballots. What's the problem? That's the question that we're trying to tackle today. Is it because they've lost trust in their leaders? Do they have practical reasons why they do not go out to cast their vote? Or could it be because they feel their votes do not make an actual difference?
Abantu barabachita demoralize. Munchita kuti umuntu abe active, aba demoralize mulando nefile chitikwa mchalo kaidi. Finti tapiri bwino confidence kuti we vote parasti aibwesha mwaikalapi. Yarapochi kumukuvota kwakaena kusangwa chikuraba conjunction. Muntu ali nensara mweminine nensara yako. Ala abwera nensara yako. Maje ala chitashani. So padicho mwatu afwako ngamwa bari kontanji. Tepali pembe poto ungaranda, tepali pembe poto ungachitawe. Mwabale bomba tilisi mwatu monako mwatu afwako. Ndara manga chapora busekiration na bebe nensara tetu kwat. Maje ndara busekiration tamudi. Maje voto raikala shani. Twarashan shashani. Then day akuvota nkabuka shani nkabuka morai nenke menina ponka posa limina ngo good 3 hours to 4 hours ukuti vote. Then nensara yandi emashwa wene
ichirengo muntu afure ukuvota nisitakwate fya manotare tontonkanya bwino kali ukuvota umuntu ochaifakira tare vota arefa eshi vota inofona ishiwa ngata votere ni chure fa ura wino umuntu abepo ngorepo kuchinja wala vota niwe mwewe kokwete voters card na kwata power yobe
sometimes lambichirengo kana ya mkuvota kusanga limetakwete ko ini munganda mina kwata problem so wala shani mkuvota then kunganda kulinsala then kwata problem ikuru sana mwamona so ila kwati ila ya last time kwa 2 days tuwa kuli problem lero na raya kole mani mta ukwete vya kuja munganda wala ngvota chani tawalie vote lilali
kama vile unko pyai no problem ichile ngoko eba bobunangani ifichitwa kuli abe na bantu lebikapo bakabwalala watu bepa na para bende moneka ninkota na vota sana na uno point skele pes na kotera na vota na ka no pension no nani so ichile so na shibati na report senjitaka chamngane kuli Yesu Kristo is power Yesu Kristo kana ni mushiba kali no stanga shiri pano esa pantanshi.
Welcome back. Before that, we did take to the register to vote, but come election day, they do not go out to vote. One thing for certain is clear that it takes all of us, collective effort, in order for us to go out there and cast our votes and sort out some of these problems, solve these problems rather, that result in people not going to vote and cause a voter apathy. With that said, this has been The People Decide. My name is Teresa. This is BMTV, Top Star Channel 114. Until tomorrow, good night and God bless.